Hi, I'm Jessica Deen, and you're watching The Open Source Show. I build communities for a living, and
strangely, so do I. And I am Jono Bacon. So
imagine that.
Throughout the course of our conversations previously, we've talked about some of the higher level principles around how you build communities, how you get people engaged, how you develop passion and things such as that. One of the things I've learned over the years is how you measure this. Because if you're not measuring it, then you're not tracking it. And then if you're not tracking it, you're not evolving it and growing it. What's your thinking about how we should think about metrics and to do it well?
I think the first thing to realize is that just because it's community and it's not something that's tangible or software doesn't mean that telemetry or data is therefore unnecessary.
Right.
Like we still need this data because how else are we going to improve, right? How else do we know if we're adding value to our communities?
Yeah.
Whether that's communities online and code projects, there still needs to be some sort of insight where we can really figure out if we're offering that value.
Yeah.
Like metrics when you're doing community projects and on GitHub. How many merge pull requests do we have of contribution and working with the community?
Yeah.
There's some key metrics.
Yeah.
It's similar. I use the analogy a lot where it's similar to like software development, right? I push this release out, but I need that telemetry to be able to monitor if I'm even delivering value to my end users.
Right. It's pretty similar. I mean, I think one of the challenges here is that when people think about metrics, to me, there's an action and there's a validation of the action, right? So a lot of people who are watching this will be probably running open source projects or involved in open source projects. And you're probably tracking things such as the number of pull requests that have been submitted. That, to me, tracks an action. A lot of marketing people would describe this as filling the funnel. But to me, the merging of the pull requests is in many ways even more important because it demonstrates that a peer review process has been executed and has been put in place. And we can do this. Like one of the things I'm a huge fan of is when there's a forum platform called Discourse, and it's got trust levels where as people participate more and more, they go up. But that metric is defined from not just reading, but also posting and being liked and filling in your profile and things like that. This, I think, is easier to your point about instrumentation, when you can do that digitally. But I know you've got a lot of experience, particularly with events. How do you track that? For example, some people watching this and they run a meetup or a conference, how do you track if your conference is going well?
So I think, again, still validation or information, that's still all really important, right? You still need to know if your attendees are enjoying the event. Do they find the content valuable? Sometimes you can get that data from surveys. Anytime I produce a video or anytime I'm on stage or anytime I'm having a conversation, I always make sure they have my Twitter handle. I work a lot with container orchestration and Kubernetes. If they go deploy their container to ACR for the first time, tag me in your deployment. So tag me on Twitter, tweet about it, and then I retweet them. And it allows me to also bridge that genuine communication. You can also get it by using event-specific hashtags and then tracking that traction on Twitter. Twitter actually has a great analytics platform built right in. And it not only empowers then the event organizers and the community organizers to get that data, but it also is really useful for the speaker. I can then also use that hashtag to track feedback about my session, about the event, and I can use that for perhaps the next time I come and speak.
There may be situations where you actually have a very small turnout at an event, but it adds a tremendous amount of value. And to me, the value proposition is the most important thing. And I think what underlines all of this in my mind is that we have to have a proactive, positive attitude towards feedback, sometimes feedback that is constructive yet is critical or disagreeable.
Absolutely.
But also the fact that we make mistakes and we fail sometimes, and that's okay if you can fix it, if you can resolve it. And I think, to be honest with you, years ago, I didn't track as much stuff as I should have done for that fear. And I think that there's a lot of opportunity for people to wrap their heads around that as well. So I think to do this, you have to be accepting of the fact that, your graphs may go in the wrong direction. Your metrics actually may tell you that you're doing something wrong. But that's a good thing. I'd actually like to make one recommendation is for people to check out this philosophy called Stoicism, which is fundamentally about that. It's about how you approach your self-awareness and in the world.
Well, I feel like the only way you're going to improve is if you know where your weak links are, and then you can take that and reiterate. If your code repo has issues, do you just let the issues sit there? Or are you going to take a look at it, fix it, and then you can produce something more valuable next time around?
Well, you should fix it.
You should fix it, assuming you fix it. Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. So I want to thank everyone for joining us, for hanging out with us. If you do want to learn more about open source or resources that can help you maybe in the space and in the metric space, you can feel free to click some of the links down below. You can also check out opensource.microsoft.com. If you also want to check out Jono's book, For the Art of Community, you can click on his head, and there'll be a link that'll be put there.
Careful.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us, and have a great day.